Although the subject matter is code and contracts, because they are very much connected, I'm going to start with code, and I'm going to start with the topic today that I would like you to consider, which is first off, what is your code? Your code is the message that the conscious creator sends to the unconscious creator about how you want to interact with the three-dimensional world. So I'm going to say that again. Your code is your message, your guidelines, if you will, from your conscious creator to your unconscious creator. And one of the first components of your code is the ethics of your code. And you might ask, if there's no right or wrong, why do I care about the ethics? Well, the reality is we live in a three-dimensional world, and we've come here to have a three-dimensional experience. And if that is your priority, you want to be really clear to the unconscious creator, which is in partnership with your body, your mind, and your spirit, that your first priority is to have your three-dimensional experience here. And within that three-dimensional experience, you are interacting with others who are engaging in the three-dimensional experience. And so the ethics of this lifetime for you need to be congruent with the three-dimensional experience you have a desire to create. So, for example, for me, one of the things that I have built into my code is do no harm. And it might surprise you as to why. And the reason being is that in my work with those on the other side, I asked how not to get karmic kickback. In other words, in this lifetime, if I can avoid karmic kickback, how would I do that? And one of the things that was important to me as a human being and my life experience was this lifetime. Forget the other lifetimes. This is the one I'm living. And I'm not minimizing or discounting anything outside of this lifetime, but right now, this lifetime, this life experience is my priority, and I want to be grounded in this life experience, and I want to make the most of it that I can possibly make. And I'm not interested in crisis and chaos that I create for myself. And I'm not really interested in crisis and chaos that I create through karmic kickback. So help me put something in my code that will, at the very least, minimize or eliminate that karmic kickback in this component of my existence, which is this three-dimensional reality. And so what we came up with was do no harm. And setting my field, my energetic field, and my code to basically a do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Which means guide me through life in a way that is respectful of the creation of those around me. And therefore, my life experience will be engaging with those that are respectful of my creation. What it essentially is a mutual exchange of energy No judgment on my part. I don't get judged. And so what we send out into the world is in a state that is an immediate exchange of energy, and that's what I get back. Now, I use this in partnership with indicators, and we'll talk about that at some other point, but right now I really want you to focus on what are your ethics for this lifetime and why. The why is important. For me, it's very clear. I'm not interested in creating chaos and havoc and pain in my life if I can avoid it, if I have not contracted to it. So therefore, set my field in a way that sends back to me what I'm sending out. Now, this also brings in the me first and the self accountability. Because believe me, you'll know pretty quickly if I get something back like judgment or resentment or that directed at me, the very first place, because of my code, which is I only get back what I send out, the very first place I start with is, okay, Ellen, what have you sent out there? Now, I could expand on this further, but for right now, I'm just going to keep it in this little container because there are more aspects to this. But again, I would like to keep you focused on right here, right now, what is your current set of ethics for your life experience? Now, when you're working, reflecting, engaging with this thought process, I want you to be very careful and put into practice the tools of, is this mine or does it belong to somebody else? Is this thought process mine or the collective's? Is this thought process mine or my family's? Is this belief system applicable to me right here, right now?